on the next slide, slide 12, in the Critique of Pure Reason, he introduces another famous distinction. And sorry a lot for the jargon, but I decided, again, we'll need this at some point. So, don't feel pressured to memorize all of these, but I hope you can stay with me. If there's anything, if it's too much, just stop me and let me know. So the first distinction is between noumena and phenomena. The second distinction, he says, between analytic and synthetic claims. What is an analytic claim? From analysis, analyze. What does it mean? He means it's the claim that you can access because of its truth. This truth is accessible because of logic. It's accessible because it's a definition. It's self-evident. It doesn't tell anything new. Okay, you don't need to go doing experiments and kind of going out in the world and thinking a lot about the truth of that claim, because it is self-evident. The standard example is all bachelors are unmarried. Right? You don't need to go around in the world asking. You don't need to think a lot. You don't need to make a demonstration. It's just a claim of definition. It's self-evident. Okay, so this is an analytic claim. It's a claim where the subject and the object, or the first part and the second part of, if you have a sentence or a paragraph or whatever it is, they relate to each other via tautologies in today's language. So you can immediately conclude one of the other. They are identical in meaning. You don't need to think a lot about it. On the other hand, you have synthetic claims. Synthetic from synthesis, from creating. So this is a more complicated version of making claims, a more complicated version of language, let's say, or sentences. And these claims are not definitions. They are not self-evident. They are not banal tautologies. What they are is they tell us something new that is not contained in the subject of your claim, not contained in the meaning of the subject of the claim. I'm using very big words, I know. I'm sorry, but I have to stay faithful. So the standard example here is all bachelors are unhappy. The unhappiness is not included in the definition of a bachelor, whereas being unmarried is included in the definition of a bachelor. So the first one is an analytic claim you can totally make with very little demonstration, if any, needed, whereas the second one needs some demonstration. You need to prove to me how is it that you access the new truth that all bachelors are unhappy or are rich or are whatever, except unmarried. Unmarried is reserved for bachelor. That's the definition. That's an analytic statement.
I think Newton's laws might be what you would call a synthetic claim, right? It doesn't follow from anything. It's a claim, but given Newton's laws, it would be an analytic claim that Kepler's laws would all be analytic claims. Does that make sense?
Oh, hold up. We'll get to that.
Okay.
The math and physics is exactly the objective of all of this, but they have a special situation with Kant. So hold up on that, and then I'll come back to you in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So noumena, phenomena, analytic, synthetic, and